we could work on that. We would have more money also for, consultants and questions, and also like the need to move forward with making some decisions about those dams. Then there's finding out if we get the funding for Montgomery.
That's NIFWIF?
Yes, that's the NIFWIF grant. And so.
And then there's also the NMRCP money. And that
Which is for.
So there's one of the deliverables, I think it's called Rossenbrook.
Rossenbrook tributary or assessment. So yeah, I just found out today that that's been delayed.
Natural resource
Maine natural resource.
There's a lot of letters.
Maine natural resource conservation program.
Yeah. It's when, they have to pay, like developers pay a per square foot penalty for filling in wetlands. All that money goes into this for restoring it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And so in terms of like doing things that are gonna bring in consultants that can be paid for and having committees make recommendations, it'll be, I think, a little bit of a different pathway depending on whether we have like funding sources for more committee support, but that it would be good right away, or not right, but to look, everybody can look through a little bit and kind of think about, I'm sure people are going to be people ask me all the time, what's the timeline for this? What's going on? We voted on this. What's happening next? Just a greater familiar, having the committee be able to communicate that and think about, okay, what are people asking about? There will be design decisions that could still be made.
And policy decisions that need to be made about things like, the impact of design on lake level, policies around that.
Okay.
That just having Mrcac familiar with the different trade-offs
Right.
will be really important, I think.
So, but what you're saying, Allison, is that we won't know exactly where we want to start until we hear about one or more of those grants. Is that right?
I mean, I think you can start. I think there's a
Gonna look at the
huge amount of
material.
information, and that to some extent, there's work that could be done in all of it. And some of you might be interested in certain things.
Can we follow our own nose in terms of what we're interested in terms of deciding right now, without a mandate from you all, which one of those articles we want to poke around in? I'll send those out later tonight.
Okay.
There are at least 3 or 4 of them that are 105 pages.
Oh,
There are
light
a couple of them that are in the 90s,
Okay.
and I think 2 that are around 50 pages.
Okay.
They look fascinating, but they're long.
Yeah.
So, but could we do that? I know earlier, one of the things Audra said she was interested in finding out from us is which areas are we particularly interested in, each of us individuals. So maybe that's a good place to start.
I'm curious, does the town have any role in communicating what happens with these 2 that are privately owned, or is that just, because I feel like those are gonna bring up questions from people.
Mhm.
And I know it's down east that's gonna be managing that, but it
Yeah.
seems like there's still gonna be
But there are 2
potentially a
articles.
communication piece that would be.
There are 2
Yes.
articles that you'll see, one on each of
Okay.
those dams,
Okay.
and also on the Powder Mill Dam.
Mhm.
What needs to be, I mean,
I don't know.
does anything have to be done to the Powder Mill Dam with as much water?
Rearrange a couple of the rocks.
There's
Can fish
Broad-
get up them the way it is now?
some brook trout definitely do, because they
Yeah.
stock brook trout at right near Mrcac Market, and then they almost immediately end up at Seabright. So, but for ease of passage, it should
Should have
be-
some finagling.
but it's not
not a
not going to
big-
make or break
Yeah, it'll still be
the success of
viable.
the rest of it. So
Fish
that's a
farm.
lower priority.
Yeah.
But
the other 2 dams, am I right that the design is now up to 90%
yeah,
Yes.
on both of those?
Oh, cool. I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will tonight.
Oh, well, all right. More fun to come.
It would probably be good for I mean, we really should do a few more tours, I think, at the,
At the dams.
yeah, I mean, there's the Knox Mill impoundment area is, I mean, it would be good for the committee to know that what's happening there doesn't have anything to do with anything that the town voted on or anything that the town's
Right.
doing. They've decided to open that dam and leave it open because of the impact of the water on the buildings. And
Gotcha.
so just,
Well, actually,
know.
that would be helpful if there were a meeting or just a gathering, if the committee could meet around there and you all could share the truth of what happened, why is it open, is it ever going to be closed again, that sort of thing, so that we
well, you know
could,
as well as any, I mean, it's
But that
it's
we
a
could
private
be-
property decision.
we could be
Right, yeah.
spokespeople for it. That's all.
They want,
Yeah.
I am curious about, Deb and I had talked about some of those dams coming out, if there's intentional planting and stuff that goes up behind, which if the gate is open, does that, and is meant to stay open for good, then maybe that initiates some of those conversations sooner than later. I mean, I think some of those
Yeah.
things would start repopulating.
Well, it just,
their
I'm
own.
a little concerned about what does repopulate.
Oh, so already what has, it's
Yeah,
kinda-
because some of that stuff will be hard to get out.
And some of that outreach can happen with, the owner there
Right, I was gonna say.
might
and
not
maybe
mind, there's stuff that we can probably offer too, of just trash cleanup. There's that duck house thing and there's,
Is that, did somebody remove the duck?
Oh, maybe.
what do you mean?
There was a duck
It was, you know,
that somebody had,
the
a
fake, the
decoy
the decoy
um,
duck
that
floating in the.
was floating in the impoundment.
I thought that was the Watershed Association monitors. I thought that was the
Don't know, I
buoy.
just know I heard a lot of complaints about whose duck is that and why can't we get it out of here?
Goodness.
I think that it was meant to be a more aesthetically pleasing buoy for the,
Yeah, I'm
for the,
surprised that would garner such.
makes no sense. It's,
Some,
You
It
you
looked
haven't
just
spent
like a
any
real
time in
duck.
the condo.
it did.
It was-
I think that's why it was so infuriating, because it took a while to figure out if it was real or fake. And then when they realized it was fake,
It was really annoying.
they couldn't abide.
how many people were annoyed by that? Only a couple. You don't have to name names. but
Handful.
Probably, yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, there's only several handfuls of people there now.
Hmm.
So if a handful did it, it's half of the people who are currently there, but it's still not a horde,
Good point.
not a horde. But it's vocal people and they talk to other people is the point.
Well, I don't think that overflowed onto social media that I saw.
No, well, they may not be adept at social media, but
Oh,
other ways.
giving clues then. Well, that's a good question for the Watershed Association, because they do, they did the water quality monitoring of those, with those sensors.
Right.
Yeah, because I think that the people that were distressed by the duck were also distressed by the canoe that belonged to the Watershed Association to go out and check the
Right.
water quality and the water depth loggers.
Oh, I heard none of this stuff. So wow.
So-
I just talked to Deb a lot about this stuff. So, and I
Our
get complaints,
rumblings in the
complaints
condo.
logged.
Condo-centric complaint, I think, but
Yeah, there are a couple of very loud voices there. Some have
with a
wider
keen
spread
eye
than
apparently
others.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Or not so keen of insight.
So for next steps, what do you all want us to do? Should we schedule another meeting? We're somewhat constrained in terms of use of this room.
Hmm.
2 Mondays a month are available to us, the 1st and the 3rd. Fridays are out because of family stuff. Thursdays are out because of other committees. And Tuesdays are out because of other committees. So would we have something to do that would be useful if we were to meet next Monday?
I mean, do you have any interest in seeing some of the other things like the Rossin Avenue tributary, for instance,
Sure.
and the issues there and why the town might be, the Lupin Terrace subdivision, for instance, in the same way that we acquired the Pleasant Ridge parcel for stormwater reasons in that stormwater pond. There's a large parcel in the Lupin Terrace subdivision that has frontage on this stream that's been found to be important. So there is probably coming a discussion about acquiring that property too and doing some restoration work. It might, it's not critically urgent, but if there were more people that were familiar with that stream and, the tributaries to the river.
So is that,
Like, we could give you a little tour of that.
that's one location?
That's one location. Then there's there's interest in doing a river cleanup for the stretch of river behind the Montgomery Dam up to the Brewster Building. If
Ooh.
anybody wanted to, David Fisher, who's the owner of the Smiling Cow, and also the Lacatures, who have the 39 Main Street, have been doing all this cleanup there and have noticed things about the bridge and the possibility of kind of trying to look critically at the Main Street Bridge replacement and providing some feedback to MDOT potentially on that. Amy has some actually really good comments about
I would definitely be. in
that,
there doing the
and
cleanup.
she would be happy to share. It's kind of interesting to go down there with her too, and because they've spent so much time now fixing their building, they've cleaned things up really, really well, and on their side, and now they're, looking at the bridge and the potential for debris being trapped and where the water flows, and saying, hold on, why are we going to do it like this and not like this? And
So they're interested in going further upriver?
yeah, we
Up to the
we did a
Brewster
bunch
building?
of we did a bunch of cleanup over the weekend,
know.
and but exhausted ourselves a little bit, and
Yeah, I would
and
imagine
there were a
that's
lot of people saying, oh, hey, can we help, or let us know the next time you do it. And there's nothing like right now, since the water level is low, it's low flow, you can put on some thick boots and tromp around and pull, old and new
So
trash
there's more
out.
work by the
There's-
Montgomery Dam to do.
There's oh yeah.
So is it worth putting the word out to the rest of Mrcac if they're going to do that this weekend to see if people want to come? Is it Saturday or Sunday or both?
We're, David was going to check his schedule. I was going to check mine, and I could check back in with the Lacatures too and see if
you
they
can
want
just
to.
let me know, then I
um,
can put the word out for that. And would this coming weekend, would we also be going up to the further stretch of the river between here and the Brewster Building? Or is there enough by the Montgomery for a weekend's worth of work?
I think
Or can we
it
work in
depends on
both
whether you're
places?
more interested in like pulling out little pieces of glass and getting those out of the river, or you want to grab some like
A pipe?
bricks and like pieces of hose or wire that need special tools, or there's
Would we have a work crew in both places? I mean, if someone
I
wanted.
think there could be a lot of value in like it becomes very difficult to, so you start picking up trash, for instance, between the Main Street Bridge and like up to the Brewster Building, and you're like, oh, I picked this up, now what do I do with
Now
it?
what do I
Because
do with it?
there's nowhere,
There's nowhere to
and it
put
really highlights the access issues too. So I'd read in old newspapers, actually, when they did this before, they would have like somebody would be standing on Main Street with like a basket that could be lowered down, and you would put stuff in there. And so we definitely found that we could use a lot of extra hands. But then just the experience of walking through there, seeing what the bridge looks like, the pipe from the main water company going underneath there. There's going to be a limited window where we could still provide some feedback to MDOT before they charge ahead. And like, there's a lot that you notice when you're down there
So
that,
have you walked all the way through?
oh yeah.
Okay, that would be sort of interesting.
I
to do,
mean,
wouldn't
it, Dan went with us too, and he was like, "Oh wow, this is really seeing it."
You might be able, like, one access point might be from behind Tyler's building where you could put stuff up there in a way that's,
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Where that walkway is.
yeah,
Yeah.
since it's not so much higher up, if he's okay with it, then you could maybe have somebody up there that can,
Yeah.
And
haul
he's
stuff
been working
out
on,
when-
as part of this dam removal, looking at the design for that stretch of the river
Right.
too, and how he could use, he has a walkway there
Mhm.
now, but the idea with that would be for that to be more public access
yeah, that would be really
to
cool.
the river.
Fabulous.
And it was evident as we walked there, it was like, hold on, there is really no designed public access,
Right.
but,
Yeah, that'd be neat if you could access some of those places from the water instead. Start in the harbor and go up and grab yourself an ice cream.
oh yeah.
Nice.
It would be nice.
The bridge is very narrow. They plan to remove the center pier of the bridge, but it's still, the overall span is very narrow compared to like the design standards for a bridge over a river. And that's what, Amy and others were kind of immediately noticing when you're down there, that it kind of pinches it through those
Yeah.
buildings and also pushes the water more toward just like a couple buildings rather than spread out.
For all of them.
Yeah, and thinking about how we might be able to, as building owners are planning for footing replacements, or maybe we're looking for opportunities to share there, people have thrown out the idea of trying to not have as many things for debris to get caught
Right.
on
Yeah.
in the river, because for years MDOT or the town has had to pull logs and things out, and if there's a way we could all kind of work together so that stuff doesn't get
Right.
trapped.
Were they thinking that they would ideally widen that somehow with the work being done? Is
That would be the
their-
best.
how
Their-
would you-
Are they
Their
They're not gonna
design,
wa-
their design doesn't
Doesn't include that.
No, it would narrow it if anything.
Right.
I think adding like a foot to the abutments on each side.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
Removing and that is mentioned in one of the design reports, the interfluve design report for the stretch between the Brewster Building and the bridge, mentions that some of the benefits of removing the dam won't be fully realized because the bridge is a bit of a constriction
Right.
point. And when you add into it the potential for things to get trapped in either the,
Yeah.
House of Logan or the,
Right.
and so it's exciting that there are building owners right there that are
Excited
really
for it, yeah.
enthusiastic about
On
looking
the other
for,
side.
yeah,
the
like,
leather
like,
bench and
like,
Yeah.
House
oh,
of Logan.
that side, I haven't talked to anybody specifically over,
Well, anybody
They're
at
about-
Reading that's enthusiastic is great because that's,
yeah, because nobody wants logs getting caught on
no.
buildings and,
What about the Knowlton Street Bridge?
it needs to be replaced too.
Yes, that does
Anyone-
need to be replaced.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Looking at that, I mean, that's not something we're going to worry about right now, but the river runs under that one too.
Yeah.
Not as problematically as the,
No, not
Others,
as the
but
main
it's-
street, no, because
but,
it doesn't slam into a row of buildings.
Right.
So, because it's 5:30 and you wanted to leave, right?
No. My kiddo has to come here.
Oh,
So he
okay.
will for sure be disruptive in about 3 minutes, but we'll
That's fine.
bring it down a notch.
so I will find out what works for,
So the next step is just cleanup. And have us look at the documents at our leisure.
Yeah, I
Recording.
think site visits too, because
Yeah,
it's,
site visit sounds
And the
like a
site
good idea.
visits.
yeah.
I'm a
Um,
visual learner. I think probably some
yeah.
others are,
Yeah.
and that way it helps to understand what we're talking about.
The Rawson Avenue tributary, was that one of them? Is that the one you were
if there's
talking about?
interest in that.
Okay, but anything else that we want to, a field trip? Not
I
a
mean, the
cleanup.
Seabright Dam, there are lots of other field trip. You might not want to ask me because I'll be.
No, I never feel in terms of what we're gonna have to be thinking
Slated.
about.
Yeah.
And given the narrow weather window we've got.
I definitely think, Seabright would be another good one for everyone to see, the Rawson Avenue
Okay.
tributary.
Maybe Dan would give a little tour of the Knox Mill
Yeah.
area. I do think that looking at that one can kind of help people imagine it's a less complicated dam removal than Montgomery, because you can more clearly see the whole stretch of the
Right.
impact. Like, okay, the water goes, this is the whole impact area. There's not quite as much accumulated sediment. You can kind of see the falls that,
Right.
and Dan's so knowledgeable.
Okay,
Good idea.
all right, so that's 3.
Do you have a timeline on grant information for those dams? Is there a certain, if we're waiting on some of that, you'll know by whenever?
So for the ones that, like the high hazard dams,
Yeah.
where that was part of the grant application,
Yeah.
that was with NOAA. So, that's, who knows when we're going to hear back. NIFWIF will know this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that
Oh, is it
have you been in touch with Dwayne? I mean, does he know when they'll hear about the money they've been looking for?
They were also NOAA.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
Noah too, and
Yeah.
that's anybody's guess.
Anybody's.
We did
Yeah.
just get something about the MNRCP, that they, because of the government shutdown, they've delayed the meeting about that. So more of the same, but
Okay, but that's not NIFWIF.
no. NIFWF is on their own, they're
doing their own thing.
sticking with the exact schedule they've
Okay,
set all along.
Mhm.
okay.
Sometime
So-
this month.
For NIFWIF, yes. Yep.
Okay.
And NMRCP, that's anyone's guess too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you expect to know Seabright versus East and West in any order specifically, or it'll all be kind of?
It was all one.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was, for the NOAA grant that we applied for, it was almost identical to the NIFWIF grant. The
Okay.
only thing that was different was the, final design for Seabright East and West
Okay.
was tacked on there.
And those final designs have fish passage attached to them?
It would be a final design that had the fish
So the
passage.
documents that you sent today would have?
It would just be the, bringing those from 50% to 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
But there'd be some beginning idea, if we wanted to get some idea of what they're thinking about in terms of fish passage.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the one that we sent, the 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the beginning.
Okay. Okay, so in terms of cleanup, you're gonna let me know
Whether.
when,
Yeah, let's,
and if it's this weekend, and we'll keep an eye on the weather.
right. Yeah, it would, yeah.
And
kind of
then
weather dependent.
the Rawson tributary and Seabright and Knox Mill, just pick a time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it would take to do
Should we, would it be, I guess because a lot of these, it's, you need daylight.
Right.
it's helpful.
We're kind of like, pinched for it at the end of the day now.
Well, that's what, if it's a weekend, which is one of the reasons I was hoping there would be more people here and we could at least ask the question, whether there was any Saturday or Sunday when that would give us a bigger window for daylight. And I can certainly ask that on email.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for you, Ellen, is that Saturday and Sunday any possibility for one of those days?
Sunday is probably more likely. Saturday mornings we do soccer when.
Yeah.
Once-
It's-
Yeah,
split
Sunday's a
figure
little
out,
better for
but-
me because of football too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's likely that my kids will be coming along for field trips just because my husband's gone until February. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. But other than that, yeah, I mean,
But Sunday would work?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. So I'll just ask everybody else, because we're going to need that.
Mhm.
Today was the best that we're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Post time change.
Right.
Okay, all right.
I'm not ready for all these months of darkness.
No, me either. Not built for that.
No. Do you have a wood stove?
We do have a wood stove, yeah.
You're fine.
It's one of our mini heat sources in our house.
It's always made a big
Got 4 or
difference.
5, because heaven forbid it have one central.
You need redundancies.
Why? Why have just one? If you could worry and fix more than one?
The one we have it's a 1974 house. It has radiant heat in the ceiling.
Oh, interesting.
So it makes
Very
no sense for
interesting.
efficiency. It's extremely expensive.
Did somebody
Hmm.
lose their sense of where they were?
Apparently it was one year in history where,
That was the thing to
heat
do.
rising wasn't on the radar. apparently.
Ah,
Is there a second floor or?
There is a second floor, but the second floor also has it in the ceiling. So
Okay.
it's not, it's like great for the lower level because the heat's at least up above, but
Interesting.
and every room has its own system. So it's,
So
definitely
this
not
was the
efficient.
70s?
Yeah, so now
Okay.
there's a propane and a heat pump and a wood stove as well, so. And a lack of consistency in temperature throughout the house.
I get it.
We're
We're getting
like us and
heat
everybody
pump
else,
installed like next week or
Yep,
something.
all the things.
No, I lived in a 18-something Dutch colonial on the shores of the Connecticut River in New Hampshire for one very, very long winter.
Hmm.
I'm sure it had a heat source, but I had no
Couldn't find
idea
it.
what it was.
Yeah, that's,
No, it was a beautiful sight, but it was cold,
Mhm.
very cold. Yeah.
familiar.
Yes, exactly. That's why I know what you're talking about. Okay, so I'll hear from you. I'll put an email out tonight asking about availabilities and also sending all those wonderful articles.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm going to be reading. quite a
Yeah,
bit.
well, if it's going to rain, might as well have something to read.
I guess.
There's a lot to read.
That's-
Something a lot to read.
I didn't add the total number of pages. I was just blown away by the number that were over 100. Lots of numbers.
I'm a pretty slow reader, so.
Yeah.
I'm a
Lots of
very slow
no.
reader also.
Dry
No, I am
engineering.
I understand
I
it
need-
well, but
I
I,
want to
Yes, but
see
doesn't
it.
go fast, yeah.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
When we were,
Yeah, and that's why it's so helpful to get out there and walk around because you can read about
Absolutely.
it in the report, but it means a lot less if you haven't been there and looked at it. And
Yeah.
no, if someone had been describing the east and west dams in engineering terms, I would have had no idea
yeah.
of what we saw.
part of the problem with the confusion, I think sometimes with the dams and the lake levels and all that, is that it's so difficult to see. You can't
Yeah.
just really drive by and know like, oh,
yeah, they're
there's the
hidden in
dam
there.
that impacts this. It's like this mystery that you have to have a special person go through the easement and look at it. And
Yeah, Abby
think
was
that-
saying that was her first time seeing the West Dam.
it's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be going forward. It'll be the one you think about.
Right.
Right, the West Dam.
Maybe.
We can probably close the meeting, right, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
let her go home.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So sorry that
You were here all alone.
I mean, we still